When strange lights appear in the sky, the explanations often fall into two categories: science or something far weirder. From glowing orbs darting across the night sky to entire regions bathed in unexplained luminescence, these phenomena have left even the most skeptical scientists scratching their heads. Could these be secret military experiments, natural phenomena we don't fully understand, or just maybe the work of extraterrestrial visitors? Buckle up, because we're diving into 15 unexplained skylights that might just be the closest thing to first contact. Number 15. The Phoenix Lights. For one eerie night in March 1997, the skies over Phoenix, Arizona, became the stage for one of the most famous UFO sightings in history. Thousands of people, pilots, police officers, and everyday citizens watched in disbelief as a massive V-shaped formation of glowing orbs silently drifted across the city. The lights, stretching nearly a mile wide, hovered motionless before suddenly vanishing into the night. The military later claimed they were just flares from a training exercise, but flares don't maintain perfect formations, glide without a sound, or get reported across multiple states. Even former Arizona Governor Fife Symington, who initially mocked the event, later admitted he had seen something otherworldly. Despite government dismissals, the Phoenix Lights remain one of the most compelling UFO cases ever recorded. The sheer number of witnesses, the clarity of the event, and the baffling lack of explanation make it a cornerstone in the search for extraterrestrial life. Some mysteries fade. This one refuses to disappear. Number 14. The Marfa Lights. Out in the desolate West Texas desert, a phenomenon has been confounding locals and visitors alike for over a century: the Marfa Lights. These glowing orbs appear just outside the small town of Marfa, flickering in and out of existence, shifting colors, and moving in ways that defy logic. First recorded in the 1880s by cowboys riding through the plains, these lights have since drawn thousands of sky watchers hoping to witness their spectral dance. Some hover, others dart across the sky, and a few seem to chase cars before vanishing into the darkness. Skeptics insist they're just car headlights in the distance, but that explanation falls apart when you remember the lights were seen long before cars even existed. Others believe they're reflections from quartz deposits in the ground, reacting to temperature changes. But after a century of theories, no one has definitively solved the mystery. Marfa's ghostly orbs continue to flicker, as unexplained as ever. Number 13. The Brown Mountain Lights. High in the Appalachian Mountains of North Carolina, eerie glowing lights flicker along Brown Mountain's ridges, appearing suddenly, floating through the trees, and then vanishing without a trace. These mysterious illuminations have been seen for centuries, with Native American legends, Civil War-era reports, and modern-day hikers all describing the same strange phenomenon. Some say they're the spirits of fallen warriors. Others claim they're natural gas emissions igniting in the air. Scientists have tried to explain them away as distant car headlights. But the problem? The lights were documented in the 1700s, long before automobiles. The Brown Mountain Lights have been studied by geologists, paranormal investigators, and NASA, yet no one has come up with a definitive answer. Unlike lightning or swamp gas, these lights appear regardless of weather, making them one of the most persistent sky mysteries in the U.S. Whether natural or supernatural, their ghostly presence keeps both scientists and believers coming back for more. Number 12. The Naga Fireballs. Every year, on the same night in late October, something strange happens on the Mekong River. Hundreds of glowing fireballs rise from the water and shoot into the sky, disappearing without a sound. Locals have witnessed this event for generations, calling them Naga fireballs, after a legendary serpent said to inhabit the river. The fireballs, which range from golf ball-sized to basketball-sized, appear out of nowhere, floating into the air like miniature rockets. No smoke, no sound, just glowing spheres defying gravity. Skeptics argue that the phenomenon is caused by methane gas bubbles rising from the riverbed and spontaneously igniting. But here's the twist. The fireballs appear on the same night every year, with eerie consistency. How does nature schedule a gas explosion with that much precision? No one knows. Whether legend or science, the Naga fireballs remain one of the most bizarre, unexplained light phenomena in the world. Number 11. The Aurora Borealis, Black Spiral. In December 2009, Norwegians woke up to an eerie sight, a massive glowing spiral in the sky that looked less like the northern lights and more like a portal to another dimension. This wasn't just any Aurora Borealis display. It was a perfectly symmetrical, swirling vortex of light that expanded across the sky before vanishing in an instant. The official explanation? A failed Russian missile test. Supposedly, a malfunctioning missile spun out of control, ejecting fuel in a way that created the surreal spiral. But skeptics weren't convinced. How does a missile failure result in a perfect, glowing geometric shape? And why did the spiral remain visible for so long? Some believe the phenomenon was caused by advanced technology, perhaps an experiment in electromagnetic warfare, or even something extraterrestrial. Either way, Norway's Black Spiral remains one of the most bizarre celestial events ever caught on camera, blurring the line between natural phenomena and something straight out of science fiction. Number 10. The Tinley Park Lights. For 2 years, residents of Tinley Park, Illinois, reported one of the strangest and most well-documented UFO sightings in history. 3 massive, silent, reddish-orange lights hovering in a triangular formation. Unlike a one-time event, these lights kept appearing in the night sky, prompting thousands of witnesses to look up and question reality. Unlike conventional aircraft, the lights moved independently, sometimes disappearing and reappearing in different positions. They remained suspended for extended periods, making their behavior inconsistent with planes, satellites, or even military flares. The FAA had no explanation, and local authorities were equally baffled. UFO researchers collected hundreds of videos from different angles, showing a formation too precise to be dismissed as chance. Was it a secret military craft, an elaborate hoax, or something far more unexplainable? To this day, the Tinley Park lights remain one of the most compelling cases of unexplained aerial phenomena in modern history. Number 9. The Stephenville UFO Lights. On a quiet January evening in 2008, the small town of Stephenville, Texas, became the center of a nationwide UFO controversy. Dozens of residents, including experienced pilots and law enforcement officers, reported seeing an enormous craft hovering in the sky, flashing intensely bright lights. Some described it as a single solid object. Others saw a series of lights moving together in perfect synchronization. What made this sighting different? Radar data confirmed that something was there, traveling at impossible speeds before vanishing from detection. Witnesses reported seeing the object streak across the sky at speeds estimated at 3,000 miles per hour, far beyond any known aircraft's capabilities. The U.S. military quickly dismissed the reports as F-16 training exercises, but that explanation fell apart when radar evidence showed the craft's erratic movements were unlike any known jet. Whatever appeared over Stephenville that night remains unidentified, fueling speculation that the event was either top-secret military technology or extraterrestrial visitors making a low-key Texas stop. Number 8. The Kaikoura Lights. New Zealand's skies became the site of one of the most well-documented UFO encounters when, in December 1978, a commercial aircraft reported being followed by glowing, pulsating orbs. But this wasn't just another pilot sighting. Radar picked up the objects too. As the aircraft flew along the South Island's coast, the crew saw strange lights pacing their plane, sometimes darting ahead or suddenly vanishing before reappearing moments later. The lights were so distinct that the pilots radioed air traffic control, who confirmed an unidentified object trailing them. Even more baffling, a TV crew on board captured the lights on film. The official explanation? Venus and reflections from fishing boats. But why would Venus appear to chase an aircraft? And how do fishing boat lights show up on radar at 14,000 feet? Decades later, the Kaikoura lights remain one of the strongest UFO cases, backed by multiple credible witnesses, military radar data, and actual video footage, still unexplained to this day. Number 7. The Paulding Light. Deep in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, a lonely stretch of road outside the town of Paulding plays host to an eerie, floating light that has baffled locals for generations. Known as the Paulding Light, this mysterious glowing orb appears at night, hovering over the treetops or slowly moving along the valley before fading into darkness. Legends say it's the ghost of a railroad worker swinging a lantern, forever searching for a missing train. Skeptics argue it's just car headlights reflecting in the distance. But even after scientific investigations, including one by a team from Sci-Fi's Fact or Faked Paranormal Files, no conclusive explanation has ever been found. The light's unpredictable behavior, changing size and color, and complete silence make it difficult to categorize. It's not quite a UFO, but it's also not a simple optical illusion. Whatever the Paulding Light is, it continues to attract curious visitors, daring them to witness the phenomenon firsthand. Number 6. The Min Min Lights. Australia's vast outback is home to one of the world's most baffling and persistent light phenomena, the Min Min Lights. These glowing orbs appear out of nowhere, seemingly floating above the ground before speeding off into the distance. Travelers have reported them following cars, hovering over roads, or vanishing the moment someone tries to get close. Indigenous Australians have spoken of the Min Min Lights for centuries, believing them to be spirits or omens. Scientists have tried to explain them as atmospheric reflections or bioluminescent insects, but the light's erratic movements and ability to keep pace with vehicles defy simple explanations. Some witnesses describe them as intelligent, moving away when approached as if playing a game of cat and mouse. Others believe they could be a form of unknown natural energy. Regardless of what they are, the Min Min Lights remain one of Australia's most enduring mysteries, keeping the outback's supernatural reputation alive. All right, guys, now let's move to number 5, the Foo Fighters. During World War II, pilots from both Allied and Axis forces reported eerie encounters with glowing orbs that followed their aircraft, darted through the skies, and performed maneuvers no known human technology could achieve. These mysterious aerial anomalies were dubbed Foo Fighters, long before the rock band took the name. These lights weren't isolated incidents. Multiple pilots across Europe and the Pacific reported being trailed by these glowing objects, often describing them as silver, red, or orange spheres that moved with impossible agility. They would appear suddenly, match the speed of warplanes, and then disappear without a trace. Some pilots feared they were secret enemy weapons, but both sides were equally baffled, and no country claimed responsibility. With no radar confirmation, no crashes, and no recovered evidence, the Foo Fighters remain one of the most persistent UFO mysteries in aviation history. Number 4. The Gulf Breeze UFO Wave. In the late 1980s, the small town of Gulf Breeze, Florida, became the epicenter of one of the most controversial UFO cases ever. A man named Ed Walters claimed to have taken multiple high-quality photos of glowing, disc-shaped crafts hovering above his neighborhood. The images were so clear and detailed that they stunned even seasoned UFO skeptics. Soon, other residents reported seeing similar glowing objects in the sky. Some described strange beams of light, while others saw crafts moving at impossible speeds. The sightings persisted for months, drawing media attention and UFO investigators from around the world. Skeptics later accused Walters of faking the photos, but the phenomenon didn't stop with him. Even after he moved away, new sightings continued in Gulf Breeze. Whether it was an elaborate hoax or genuine extraterrestrial activity, the case remains one of the most debated and polarizing UFO incidents ever documented. Number 3. The Shag Harbor Incident. Canada's own version of Roswell, the Shag Harbor Incident is one of the most compelling and well-documented UFO crash cases in history. On October 4, 1967, multiple witnesses, including airline pilots and local fishermen, saw a glowing object streak across the sky before crashing into the waters off Nova Scotia. Thinking it was a plane crash, authorities launched an immediate search and rescue operation. But when they reached the site, there was no wreckage, just a strange, foamy yellow residue floating on the water's surface. Divers scoured the ocean floor but found nothing. The object had seemingly vanished. The Canadian government classified the case as an official UFO report, and to this day, no explanation has been found. Some believe the craft may have submerged and continued traveling underwater, evading detection. With military reports, government documents, and radar data all supporting the event, Shag Harbor remains one of the strongest UFO cases on record. Number 2. The O'Hare Airport UFO. On a busy afternoon in November 2006, employees at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport spotted something bizarre: an unexplained metallic disc hovering above Gate C-17. What made this sighting different? It wasn't just passengers who saw it. It was pilots, airline workers, and air traffic controllers. For several minutes, the craft sat motionless in the sky before suddenly accelerating straight up, punching a perfect hole through the cloud cover before vanishing. United Airlines employees reported the event to the FAA, but the official response? Weather phenomenon. The problem with that explanation? The object wasn't detected on radar, and meteorologists confirmed no unusual weather conditions. Despite multiple eyewitness testimonies from trained professionals, the government dismissed the case without further investigation. Many believe the O'Hare UFO was one of the most credible sightings in modern history, an event witnessed by airline employees at one of the busiest airports in the world. Number 1. The Hessdalen Lights. Deep in the isolated Hessdalen Valley of Norway, something strange happens. Glowing orbs of light appear, dart across the sky, and vanish without warning. Sometimes they hover motionless. Other times they move at impossible speeds, shifting colors as if reacting to some unseen force. These lights have been documented for decades, baffling scientists, military experts, and skywatchers alike. Unlike most UFO wonders, Hessdalen's lights aren't just one-off occurrences. They've been appearing consistently since the 1930s, with peak sightings in the early 1980s. Researchers have tried to pin them on everything from ionized gases to underground electrical currents, but no theory fully explains their erratic behavior. In a rare move, scientists actually set up observation stations in the valley, capturing footage and data. Yet the lights remain as mysterious as ever. If you find this video interesting, like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.